right, check it out. Jeff Carroll here, Sci-Fi Express Lane, about to do big things. Jeff Carroll, science fiction writer, dating coach, filmmaker, all those different things. And this is my blog where I get to talk about things I think I have something to say that is unique and needs to be said. So today I want to talk about movies and how good a date going to the movies is. Not just a good first date, second, third, fourth date. Heck, you could just go to movies as dates and anchor yourself into a good relationship. Give yourself a good foundation. So here's some of the things that I think, make movies or going to the movies on a date such a good thing. And this is me. You don't have to agree. Shoot, you ain't dating me. I'm 22 years married, never been divorced, and didn't have children until after I got married. I don't know what your stat sheet says, but that's my stat sheet. Very happily married. All right? So, and I think that's important when people are giving dating advice. What's your stat sheet? You understand? Because it's not like basketball. So here, the movies were recently attacked by a group of women who posted places that they don't want to go on first dates. Now, I'm down with women having their own opinion because they don't speak for all women. They speak for the type of women that they are. I'm not into non-intellectualness, right? It's, where people don't want to be intellectual. Yeah, I don't date just by physical beauty and physical appearance alone. Yes, my wife is very beautiful, but she's also a PhD, right? She's also not afraid to have deep conversations. And so, and those conversations are what we bonded on. We didn't bond it on mattress activities. Yeah, definitely part of it, but it wasn't just, the only thing that, I brought to the table or the only thing that she brought to the table. So, for certain women and people, men, they feel that, there's a need to impress the lady with how much money you've earned and how much money you're willing to spend on her. And then there's another lady that feels that, she needs to have a certain amount of money spent on her. So, how much you spend on a date is important to that community. And I'm not going to, I'm not part of that. I think that's a very materialistic thing. I'm not a Shah of Iran. You know what I'm saying? Some women are auditioning to be trophy wives. They may feel that's important, but I'm not there. I actually don't think that's even good, right? So, where I'm advising, and my opinions are shaped around a happy, healthy relationship, with teeth, with some mutual respect for each other's opinion, with mutual respect of each other's intellect, with some shared morals, shared values, shared culture. Even if you're dating outside of your culture, there's a variety. Mutual respect can exist. There's other cultures besides African culture that I have respect for. Other cultures besides Black American culture. That's my base culture that I have respect for. And then I think, respect is transcends culture. So how does the movies affect all of that, right? Depending on the movie, you can have different types of conversations about said subjects that the movie covered. There's also things that you can tell from that movie. Sure, horror may just tell you what they're scared of and what makes them jump, but then depending on the subject, you'll say, how do you feel about punishment? How do you feel we avoid these type of things? Comedy is another good one. And then, of course, my favorite is science fiction. Science fiction tells me what you imagine, and what you imagine comes from your past and your past experiences. So yeah, the movies are an excellent source for that, because otherwise, unless y'all read the same book, you just going to talk about abstract things, and those are good. I don't say don't do those things. What I'm saying is, yeah, if you're doing a first date, this ain't a blind date. A blind date may not be the best place for a movie, or it depends. You got to learn the stuff that you can learn from going to the movies with somebody, but it's not the only place. But you still got to learn those things, right? But on a first date, you want to cover the basics. When you go on a date with somebody and it's not a blind date, you should have already covered how many kids you have. You should have covered the basic interview questions on the phone. You know what I'm saying? The things you're going to get from a first date are, how does that person move around other people? How do they talk to the waiters? How do they talk to the waitress? How do they monitor you talking to the waiter? Those are the things that you can't get on the phone. How do they share the popcorn? The things that they don't think to tell you, the things that if they told you on the phone, you wouldn't even remember in the first place. You understand? How do they sit next to you? All of those things are things that are important. A lot of times people, and I'm going to say probably more so women than men, think of dates as like a business meeting. We're interviewing each other. No, that's the blind date. That's for speed dating. You know what I'm saying? But a regular date, no, you're vibing. You're checking to see how that person is in person. You know what I'm saying? You've already taken the virtual class, the online class, the cell phone conversation class. You know how to talk to each other, but how do you move? How do you walk next to each other? How does that person drive? All of those things are important for somebody in a relationship to get to know about another person. No doubt, all those things are important. So I don't know. I just think, movies, and of course, movie ain't gonna be the only thing you do. It's not like, all right, we had popcorn, we'll see each other later. It might be, you might see each other later, on another day. But for more so, the movies are a first part of the date. It's the first part of the date. And I like the movies because you dress comfortable. This isn't a prom date. Some people dress overboard and the date becomes too serious, and you never really know the person that you went on a date with because you only saw their best self. And they're not really their best self all the time, right? Maybe they don't dress over the top like that. Maybe they just dress regular. And it's beautiful to see how somebody can dress when they dress up. But you also got to realize that that's not how they dress all the time. I need to see you, with your guard down, because that's the person that I'm going to be in a relationship with. I'm not going to be with this person that's always prepared. That's them rich people that, the stakes is high. She's really getting, no, I want to see, Brother Burn, how do you dress on a regular day? That's how I want to see you. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's who my wife is going to see now. She sees this dude more often than she sees the dude that we go out on Fridays with. Sure, you get dressed different when you go into the movies than when you're going to work, right? Yeah, you can wear them little booty shorts, you can wear your yoga pants, you can wear your little sundress and all that stuff that's probably more inappropriate for you to wear to your job. You can wear that on a date, no doubt. However, when you're on a first date going to the movies, that's the beautiful thing. I don't want to see you at the job. I want to see, even if I met somebody at the job. I've dated women at my job, at their jobs before, places that we've worked. I don't want to meet that person. I want to see how you dress on the weekend. I want to see how you dress after work, unless you don't work all night. I want to see how you you dress on your day off. I want to see how you dress around your house. And those are the type of things that are important, because we've covered all of that on the phone. We've talked extensively. We shared text messages. We've emailed each other. We've done all of that. How do you breathe? I need to know how you feel. How's it feel standing next to you? That's what we can get from the movies, from the first date. And it's not this is the type of food that I eat to impress people. You don't even eat at that restaurant all the time, so take me to the place you regularly eat, something that you'll do for yourself when you're really ready to have fun. That's it. The movies is it for some people, but even for people that go to the movies casually, like now, as I'm older, I go to the movies 3 to 4 times a week, and this is a really hard month because they ain't really had no good movies out. But I go to the movies that often. That's my thing. I'm not a bar person. But if you are a bar person, that's you. Go to the bar. You understand? Maybe not your neighborhood bar, because it might be too many friends in there and you can't have an intimate conversation. But, with the movies, you go out to have something to eat afterwards, or you can go walk, you can sit and talk. And that movie has now turned into a 4-hour date, 5-hour date. I mean, sometimes they got long movies, and the movie might be 2.5, 3 hours. That's a long one, but the average movie is about 2 hours. You go out somewhere, have something to eat afterwards, and you talk about the movie. You give yourself something to talk about. So, I don't know. I'm just saying, when you're talking about, good dates, it's nothing better than sitting next to somebody and y'all both scared. Y'all both laughed. You both, felt the adventure in the story. You jumped, or you rooted for somebody when they was in the fight scene. I don't care, even if it is, The Rock or some other man candy on the screen, Idris Elba. I'll go see an Idris Elba movie with a woman. I'm definitely going to be able to see how much she drools over the person, and if I appreciate that drool, then we vibe. If not, it is what it is. I got to see it. I don't want to be 5 months into the relationship, then go see a movie with her, and then see she can't stop talking about how nice he looks. You understand what I'm saying? Shoot, there's nice looking women in movies. I ain't killing myself talking about them, especially if I'm with somebody in a relationship or I want to be in a relationship with them. So the movies does a lot of things. Do not hate on the movies. You understand? You ain't got to go to a la carte restaurant. Many times people are it's like the prom. You don't need a first date shouldn't be the prom. No. I don't even know when you go into somebody's wedding, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You want to have stuff laid out. That's not me. I'm not that type of prom date person every time, because it's so shallow. It's superficial. You understand what I'm saying? A prom isn't even a good date. It should be a regular, comfortable, happy, enjoyment, casual, dress a little bit up event. You know what I'm saying? What's the most important event that you should get dressed up for? Graduations, weddings, First date is not that top. No. Prom is a graduation celebration. Okay. But other than that, no. Not on a date. Not with somebody I'm building a bond with. So, yeah, the movies is that. Enjoy the movies. Deuces. Like, share, comment, hate. Throw the hate my way. Make it, substantiate your hate, though. Make a point. But throw some hate. I know people disagree with some of the things that I say, so you'll bring it. Let's go. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Deuces. Sci-Fi Express Lane out. Jeff Carroll.